What's up? What's up, y'all? What y'all got going on? Welcome to Sitting on the Throne with your boy Carlos the Line Dance Prince. Tuesday. Let me see what y'all got going on. Comment in the comment section. Where you from? Where you tuning in from? Let me see you. Stars are always welcome. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like the page. For you guys on Facebook, make sure you share this with your line dance groups and classes. What's up, Stephanie? We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We gonna talk about it today. Let y'all get in here. Melba from Tampa in the building. I'm about to start doing giveaways and stuff like that, man. To get y'all get more engaged on these videos and get y'all locked in and sharing the videos. Like Carlos sent me a TV. I want a TV on the podcast. Y'all better start watching that show. I'm gonna start sending y'all gift cards and cash apps and all type of stuff. I gotta get y'all involved. I gotta get on here. Tune in. What's up, Law? We had Line Dance Mondays last night. It was an amazing class. Class was packed yesterday. Great energy. For an instructor, it's all about the energy, man. Like, we give off energy for our class, but we also love to receive energy. It's nothing like getting that energy back. Like everybody hype, jumping around, in good spirits, participating, stuff like that. I can be more intentional if the class decides to be intentional as well. So I'm speaking of Line Dance Mondays. Line Dance Mondays is at the Southside Community Center every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Actually, this Monday coming up is Memorial Day. Class will be at the community center, but it'll be outside, and it will be your favorite price, free $99. So if you show up to class, it will be free, and it won't be at 6:30. It will be at 4. I'm gonna do it earlier since most of you guys are off work. So at 4 p.m. we'll be having a free class / party for real. Probably more of a party. At the Southside Community Center, 6255 Old Warwick Road. And it'll be free this coming Monday. All right. We're actually supposed to be at the 17th Street Marketplace this Wednesday. But we're keeping an eye out on the weather. But as of right now, we'll be at the 17th Street Marketplace, 6:30 this Wednesday for the free. Bring the family and friends out. The bar is going to be running happy hour specials and stuff like that. Pull up on us. We're going to have a good time, but not for a long time. 6:30 to 8:30, free at the 17th Street Marketplace. Pull up on your boy. It's going to be a good time. This will be every third Wednesday throughout the summer and some of the fall. Okay. uh, the Line Dancing Groovy Cruise. So, for those of you who have ordered shirts, if you have ordered shirts, fans, bags, hats, whatever, from Noel Customs, the dates are on the website when you order them, when you're going to receive them. Some of you are getting very impatient. Some of you have even flagged her business as fraud and gave her bad reviews, which is terrible. Somebody has a small business trying to start up and get these stuff going. I can't believe some of y'all behaviors on that. But like most of the time, most of y'all don't read. So the stuff is coming. The event is in August. If you need to try out your beach towel before now in August, for some reason, I don't know what you're trying to do with it. You're trying to take a bath in it or something. But you're going to get your stuff. No need to reporting her business as fraud. I don't know why you even stoop to that level. But whenever you do large events with a lot of our people just get out of hand with it. It's always the case. And no community in the world is more crazy about t-shirts than the line dance community. The fact that somebody wants their line dance t-shirt 3 to 4 months before the event and is willing to minimize somebody's business, that their livelihood. Like, I don't know, y'all know Noelle, she has an actual storefront. She doesn't do t-shirts on the side. Like, this is what she does. She actually has a brick and mortar business in downtown Richmond on Broad Street, and you guys are going crazy. It is, if you receive an email from my mother telling you to buy your shirts and stuff from this link, why would you report it as fraud? Then why would you go on there and say that there was no communication on her behalf about when you were going to receive your stuff, when there's literally, I've screenshotted it multiple times and posted it on the page for y'all in y'all comments of, if you ordered it this between this time, the shipments will be going out at this time. If you order it after this time, you'll get yours before this time. Like, all that's posted on the page, and y'all still, of course, don't read and is going in on her, which is crazy. So 2027 on the next cruise, you're really gonna have to wait because you're not gonna get none of your stuff until you get to the cruise port. So y'all messed that up. We're trying to get y'all stuff sent to y'all houses individually, but y'all messed that up. And so you never hosted an event with 3,000 people and you want to get your shirt tomorrow and you just ordered it yesterday. Like, it don't work like that. This is not Amazon. What's up, Lillian Gardner? That's my grandmother. I call her Mama. She is in New Haven, Connecticut. Chris says, send me some knees. What's up, Nikki? I will be on the plane Thursday morning coming to Omaha. But yeah, that's the update on that. Also, the pre-party for that cruise, August 17th, that's Sunday. Tickets are available for that. It's only $30. So if you're not going on the cruise, but you still want to send us off and want to be a part of that sail away party, you can pull up on us. The Line Dancing Groovy Cruise pre-party is August 17th. It'll be 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. 6 hours of fun. We is at the Miami Beach Convention Center in South Beach. We are a block and a half away from Lincoln Mall, which is a beautiful area. Plenty of shops, restaurants, all your favorite stores. And the beach is in walking distance from there. So we have a good time. I'm in the works of setting up something for Saturday as well. And I am also in the works of setting up our itinerary for the cruise for that whole week. So it's that time, y'all. It's almost here. Hope you guys are excited. You have been getting emails about your themes and all of that stuff, and we're gonna have a good time. I'm hoping you are excited. I'm not quite excited yet because I'm still setting this stuff up, but it's almost here. August is upon us. Um, this past weekend, Rondi hosted this event. Get in where you fit in Greenville, South Carolina. It's a great event. Uh, the name of the event pretty much describes the event. It is soul line dancing blended. Basically, they'll do some beginner stuff, some intermediate stuff, some advanced stuff. You just get on the floor when you know how to do something that come on, and you can sit down if you don't. Bring your own food, bring your own chair. It's a great situation. $40 for 4 days. You cannot get that at any event in the country. It is amazing. But I have nothing to say really about the event. It was pretty much on par. We had the parking lot sessions, pretty cool after parties in the parking lot at the host hotel. I got to meet some new people. Well, not new people, people I haven't met before. Sometimes when you're traveling, everybody's traveling different places or stuff. You can never really run into people and you finally get to meet them. It's pretty cool. I got to eat some good food. We went to their state farmers market. That was a cool experience. Got some fresh fruit. Brought some different type of ciders home. Some grape cider and some strawberry cider, and it was pretty cool. Different jams and jellies, and we brought some watermelon home. So that was pretty cool to go to their state farmers market. And then also while we were there, we went to the rodeo, the R&B rodeo trail ride event hosted by DJ Pay Me. And I have never in my life experienced anything like that. It said it ended up being 7,000 people out there. It was crazy. Now, I've been line dancing for 15 years. It'll be 15 years in December. And when I travel, I'm used to, kind of being known and who I am and all that stuff. But in the trail ride scene, this was not the case. Teresa is a freaking all-star super celebrity in that world. And I was holding people's bags and jackets and water bottles just so I can take a picture with people. Like I was the camera guy. Like everybody out there wanted to take a picture with Teresa, and it was amazing to see, like, everybody running up to her. Yo, I learned these dances from you, Auntie, and everybody running up to her, and it was crazy. And I'm, proud of her and all her accomplishments, and to see the fruits of her labor, like for her to meet all these people that literally follow her on YouTube. Now she got like 6 videos with 3-4 million views on it and stuff like that. And these people are really getting to engage her. She got to ride the horse. She on the horse riding the horse. People are, that's the lady from YouTube. And she's like, I'll come back and get a picture with y'all. We come back and people waiting for a picture and stuff. It was crazy. Like I've never experienced that up close. Like I've seen celebrities, people do that, but I've never been with the celebrity that everybody was trying to take a picture with, to that capacity. Like even when I go to events, like in line dancing, like I take a lot of pictures, a lot of hugs and stuff like that. But I just said the event had 7,000 people. Most of the line dance events we go to have 200, 300 people. 7,000, and they all like, IT, let me get a picture with your auntie. You know, it was crazy. Like, it's a great energy, great situation. It was awesome. And it's weird because I think I had to have a mental talk with myself during the process. I'm like, okay, because you don't know. You get out, you park the car, you get in and go in, and you don't know. And before we even get into the event, no lie, Teresa took like 30 pictures before we even get into the event. Like we walk in from the parking lot, people in the parking lot, like, hey, people working there that's working the parking lot, taking pictures with Teresa. Like it was crazy. Like, and I'm like talking to myself, like, all right, this is my role for the day. This is how it's gonna go. Get ready. Like, I'm not thinking that when we're going to the event. I'm thinking we're gonna go do these dances, have a good time, and leave. Like that, my role changed. Like once we got there, it was like certified cameraman, you know. And so, it's when I go to them type of events now, I know what to look forward to. I know what to expect. Also, this weekend, got back, purchased a camper to pull behind my vehicle. Some of you guys seen the video on my Facebook page or Instagram. These hotels be costing a lot of money, man. And I be going to too many events and too many classes popping up on people. So I think it was a great investment. That I probably will get it back by the end of the year for real. All these 2 and 3 day events, you spending like $600 a weekend on hotels. So that's pretty cool. You got everything you need in there. Refrigerator and stove, bathroom, shower, AC, TV, couple of beds, plenty of storage, power, propane, got an awning on the side. I'm gonna be bringing speakers with me on that thing. Parking lot pull-ups with the trailer, with the camper. He said that's how A$AP Rocky feels at the Met Gala. Yeah, all that stuff, man. It's the camper is going to be a game changer as far as the traveling scene goes. I do a lot of traveling, especially on the East Coast. I still be flying to you guys in the Midwest and out west, but that East Coast stuff, I'm pulling up with the camper. Let's get into some of our topics today. Where y'all tuning in from? Can I get a ride sometime? Well, yeah, let me know where y'all tuning in from Oklahoma. Hi, I ordered a t-shirt in January and again in February and have not received them yet. Thank you. Yeah, go to the Noel Custom website, and she has the dates on there for shipping at the top of the website. So as soon as you click on the stuff, it's at the top of the screen in big bold letters. 3,000 people, folks. 3,000 people. Patience. Ebony is tuning in from Durham, North Kakalaki. Let me see. This weekend I'll be in Omaha, Nebraska. With a step above the rest. And then I think in 2 weeks, I'll be in Deep Creek, Maryland for Leslie's event. And that'll be the first event the camper goes to. That's in Maryland. We're going to be on that resort on the lake and stuff like that. I'm bringing the camper. First event. What's up, Doug? I'm trying to get my notes real quick. Let me see what we got. Of course, my Facebook don't want to work correctly. There we go. All right. Question number one. Which line dance instructors inspired you the most and why? And do you prefer dancing to old school jams or new hits? Let's see. Line dance instructors that motivated me, or got me motivated. Well, number one would definitely be Camille. Camille Patton was my instructor when I first started line dancing in December of 2020. It was the energy for me, the energy of a post-work day party, basically. Tuesday nights after work, people still got dressed up a little bit, got their work clothes on, happy hour type feel, line dancing. And most people are trying to go down, and this man is coming in there, turned all the way up. That was probably one of the most influential people for me in line dance because that's where it started, the foundation. You know, I tell the story about Camille and Mr. G. It was kind of like how my foundation was started for line dancing. You had Camille, who was an energy guy, and then you had G, was more of a more patient, mellow instructor, right? And so I kind of took both of those styles. Like, okay, I want to bring energy to the room, but I also want to be able to deliver on the instructional pieces and making sure everybody was getting what they needed on that aspect. So when you got two guys in the room doing that, I'm like, you kind of take people's strengths and like the stuff that you might think that might not be their strength. You kind of like, okay, analyze it. How can I make this into what I got, and that's kind of how you got me. And then of course, as I grow into what I do with practice and get better, um, I develop my own ways and stuff like that too. But the foundation was basically Camille first, sprinkles Mr. G, and then now you got Carlos, right? And so influential nationally, it would probably be a lot of the men. I'm not even going to say any names. I'm just going to say a lot of the men. This is a women-dominated thing, um, and it felt good to travel and see the guys represent. In the front, on the front line, like dancing, getting it in, showing the energy. A lot of those instructors are the guys that kind of like influenced me to kind of like keep going, keep doing what I'm doing. And then you start following them on their personal journeys, watching their class videos and going to their YouTubes. And it's very inspirational. And then lastly, I probably would say, what's up, Inez? I would probably say event host. Most of you guys know me for my events, probably more so than dancing, which is, and I've been, watching, Mike and Trish at the UC and the Rice family over there, Callie Jam and Linda Sims in New Orleans with her events, and even watching from an organizational standpoint, Isha Hutchinson, 410 out there in Texas, just watching and learning. And when it comes to anything in line dancing, I just in life period, but when we talk about line dancing, instructors, hosts, the DJs, the event organizers, like there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to look at as far as like what you may like that you want to incorporate into your event. And then there's a lot to learn about what you don't like and what you wouldn't want to incorporate. Because a lot of events have a lot of great moments, and there's a lot of events, there are moments of teaching moments. And y'all know I'm very transparent. And whenever, even at my event, when there's a teaching moment, I'm willing to speak on it, talk about it, and tell you how I can grow from it. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. They have an event, and their event is just what it is. They don't want to, it is what it is. And that's cool because it's their event. But I'm always looking for a moment to grow, get better, make processes simpler, more smoother, listen to the general audience, not the outside audience, the audience that actually participates and wants to be a part of what you have going on. And, you get to where we get to, right? You get to amazing Cali Jam events like y'all see, or Linda Sims event, or you see selling out every year. These events, they listen to the people they need to listen to, and people show up. So those are the people that, to answer that question, that inspire me or motivate me or keep me rocking. Do you prefer dancing to old school jams or the new hits? That's an interesting question. Y'all can answer that question in the comments if you want to. It's funny because when you're learning, like a lot of stuff people be learning, they be thinking it's new, it be old. And so you be thinking it's new, then you find out, hold on, this video been on YouTube for 9-10 years. I'm just getting this, so it ends up being the classic stuff that really people like doing, for real. And even if you travel, like if you travel to a lot of the even beginner heavy stuff, and even when you go to the advanced events, the classics win. I don't care what level of dancing you doing or what kind of dancing or whatever you want to call it. The classic stuff be winning out. The floor be packed on the classic stuff. People feel good. Usually the music is better with the classic stuff. People was really selecting real music, so the mixes is crazy from back in the day too. So I would definitely have to go with the old school hits when it comes to picking what type of line dances I would prefer to do. And then as we grow with line dancing, there's people that's passing away and the dances have that much more meaning, or even if the choreographer's still alive, some of these dances you can revert back to a party you went to years ago and how it made you feel when y'all was dancing the dance, or where y'all was at. Was you at an IHOP in the dancing, or was you in the parking lot after the party, or was it a pool party, or was it it's so many things that you attach to some of these classic tracks and dances, memories and stuff. So, you know, but I can assure that we all appreciate hot new stuff, but there's nothing like classic stuff to answer that question. Mm-mm-mm. What do y'all prefer? The old school hits or the classic? I mean, the new stuff. What you like? Some of y'all making new stuff every day, so y'all probably saying new stuff. New stuff. Play my new stuff. Dance to my new stuff. Or if you a new instructor, you probably thinking like all that old stuff is crap, and you get tired of hearing about it. So I'm curious to hear how you feel and what your opinions are on that. Angela said a mixture of both the new stuff and the classic stuff. Okay. Let me see. Shout out to all 30 or 40 people in here that's watching that ain't participating. I love y'all the same. I am not that pretty to look at, so you need to be talking and interacting because you're not in here for the looks. Let's be honest. Douglas said, I'm a classic man, but do appreciate the dances that are being created. Yes, I can agree with that. I definitely can agree with that. And you probably are responding, but it's just a delay on these pop-ups and the answers. The topics of the day we was talking about answering questions. The question was name some instructors that had influence on you, um, inspire you, and why. And do you prefer dancing to the old school jams or the new hits? She said both, but do the new first. I like both. Yeah, even Douglas said, speaking from a choreographer or instructor standpoint. Yeah, even for I know talking to the students, a lot of them feel like they're so far behind that they do appreciate learning the classic stuff. Because when you travel, that's the first thing you feel like. Well, I don't know this one, but everybody in here know it. It's like if you started line dancing during the pandemic, right? Which a lot of people have. If you start line dancing during the pandemic, you'll go to a party. Say you travel to, I don't know, Jersey or Chicago or whatever, and We Are One come on. You're not gonna know it unless you Earl. Sorry, I took that back. Earl started during the pandemic. Outside of Earl and a couple other people, if We Are One come on, you can be looking around like, why everybody in here know this dance but me, right? You know, it's one of those dances like It's like this is the official line dance. Like if you're a line dancer, you gotta know this dance. You know, there's a lot of stuff like that that come on that's a classic from back in the day that the pandemic line dancers don't know. And a lot of times the instructors don't have time to like get to a lot of these dances because they try to keep up with the new ones and bring in the older dances, right? Um, so it's funny to see it though when you go to an event and you're like, oh that's you need to know that too. Yep. Or your students watch you run to the floor and be like, hold on, how you know this, but you ain't teach us? Because there's like 200 dances that you don't know that you should know, but we can only get to a few at a time. Like, relax, you're gonna get there. Yes, the New Orleans bounce one. Did I say I was the first one to do beginner's ball? No, I did never say that. I didn't know one existed until Kenny J pulled me to the side at UC a couple years ago and told me that he was doing them years ago, um, and then they stopped doing it. But he had thought I had got the concept from him. I knew nothing of it. But no, I didn't. I never said I was the first to do it. Find that video for me, please. Send me that video where I said that. um, um, Douglas said his influences is Kenny J, Eileen Goodman, Gloria Kincaid, and Dave Bush. Tammy Parker said, I prefer the older dances because back in the day, everyone knew the dances and the floor was packed. There are too many dances being created now, and we can't keep up to learn them all. Yeah, everybody's kind of saying that's the consensus, Tammy. Back in the day, it was like, if there were only 150 dances, everybody knew all 150 dances. But now it's 3,000 dances, and it's like, which ones are we going to play? Are we going to be okay at a party with 500 people and only 5 of y'all know it? You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, it breaks up the party. The party feel changes. And you can't keep telling everybody to go to class when there's 3,000 dances. I don't care how much classes you go to. Like today, like let's take hypothetically, today, 10 dances might be created today. And they'll be on Universal Soul Line Dancing, Easy Peasy Line Dance page. People be sharing it on their regular time Facebook page or on their YouTube. So there's 10 line dances made today on a random Tuesday. How many are going to be made tomorrow on a random Wednesday? When we go to the workshop this weekend in Omaha, how many people are going to be teaching their old dances that nobody knows? Or how many of those instructors in Omaha are going to be teaching all brand new dances, right? So dances are coming out at a super high rate. And I always say that, like, instead of coming up, because a lot of instructors do this. Say you're an instructor and you get your teaching workshop at 6 events this year. I know a lot of instructors that will be creating a new dance for all 6 events they go to. So imagine if everybody's doing that, right? Instead of just going on tour with your one dance, people are creating a dance for every city they go to, right? Like when you go to a concert, if you go to a concert to see Bruno Mars and he's gonna do 24 karat gold at every single concert, every cert. He's gonna do the same stuff. He's not creating new songs for every city he go to because they have a billion songs, and that's how the dances get out of control now. Like if you want to be real, you should. If you go to a party on Friday, and at that Friday meet and greet, a dance come on and don't nobody know it, and they gotta skip it, and they gotta go to another song. Somebody should be workshopping that dance on Saturday morning. Instead of us keep putting all these new dances out, like we had this conversation before here plenty of times, but like there's too many dances coming out because everybody sees how people get to start them on social media by making a popular dance, but they don't understand how we get to that point. So now you got all these people making dances for the wrong reasons, and nobody's even doing it. But when you come to an event, you expecting everybody to do your dance when your dance didn't stick and somebody else's dance did. And so it's a lot of controversy, a lot of stuff with this dance stuff, man. Like, yeah, exactly. 10 dances created in 10 minutes. And you got people creating the dance at the event before they go on stage for their workshop. Like, it's not the same. Like, you got people creating dances in the car on their way to the workshop. You know, it's too many dances. Like I supposed to have dropped a dance like 3 months ago for this cruise, and I put it on pause because like the dances coming out is like it's ridiculous, right? And then like even on the Only in Line Dance podcast with me and Quan and Stefan, like you can't say go to class, but so much, like because now it's different. Like it's different now. Going to class is not going to get you in them 3,000 dances. Like it's not. If there were 150 dances, 200 dances, yes. But there's so many more. And like I said, today, matter of fact, not today, before I came on the live, there was some dropped on social media. Some new ones came out today. And after my live, there are going to be some dances dropping today and tomorrow. And then there's a line dancing event going on every weekend. There's 52 weeks in a year. There are new dances coming out every week. And everybody event got 75 instructors. So, like, instead of just having a handful of instructors or 2 or 3, it's 75 instructors. And so everybody's bringing new stuff at all these events. And it's crazy. Let me get back to these comments. Kevin said, I totally agree with you. Janet said, wow. Kevin said, you're saying the same thing my wife and I have been saying for years now. That's why we really go to workshops. I'd rather spend time checking out the city that I'm in. I won't remember all those line dances at one time. Yeah, and a couple of instructors hosts started implementing that. Like, y'all can, if I got 4 instructors, all y'all can teach one dance. Bro, y'all be having 12 instructors, everybody teaching 2 dances. Nobody's retaining that stuff, right? And like you said, you probably you never been to the city before. You know what? I'm gonna be outside, sightseeing, doing boat tours, food tours, finding where the restaurants at, because it's getting chaotic. And then the dance floors will decide which one of these new dances is gonna make it. So if 30 dances is highlighted, the reality of it is all 30 of these dances are not gonna make it, right? And then because of the next workshop next week in the next city, it's going to be 30 new dances. And this is how we had the issues that you see. People are voting for dances, the wrong dances, by accident. They're not voting for the wrong dances because they're not like the dance. People be voting for the wrong dances because they think they voting for somebody else's dance. A lot of people don't be knowing, the choreographer don't be knowing. That was not correct English. A lot of people do not know the choreographer of these dances. Or some of you have there are multiple dances to the same song. And this is how we had the incident with Bernadette, where Bernadette won the award, but then everybody goes to do the dance at the event. They were doing Linda's dance, which lets you know that they thought they were voting for Linda's dance when they voted, right? But this is the issue you have when you got so much stuff coming out. You just see the name of the song, like, oh yeah, that's my jump right there. That's my jam right there. And you check, it's what it is, right? And so it's so much stuff coming out that people miss stuff, or misinterpret stuff, and and it can happen. We're human. Stuff happens, and it needs to be some type of like I don't know. We don't want to restrict anybody from doing anything, but it makes it tough, right? And in a world where dances are coming out so fast, this is why the beginner's ball has become what it's became. Because even if I don't know the dance, at least I know I can go out there and catch it on the floor, and people still want to dance. With so many dances now and events getting bigger and bigger, you're literally having too many segments of a party where nobody knows the dance. And like I said, at some point, going to class is not going to help you unless we're all teaching the same stuff. If Doug's teaching 30 dances in the next 3 months and I'm teaching 30 dances in the next 3 months, but we're not teaching the same 30 dances in the next 3 months, this is how we get to where we're at. If Kevin's teaching 15 dances and Angela Brown is teaching 15 dances, I'm teaching 15 dances, and we're all not teaching the same 15 dances, going to class doesn't do anything. Because then once you go to the event, they're going to play a dance that people that I taught know. Then they're going to play a dance that people that Doug people know. Now, my class or my people, Angela people, and Kevin people are sitting down because Doug is the only person that taught this dance, right? Then they do something that Kevin taught. My people sitting down. Doug people don't know it. Angela people don't know. You know what I'm saying? There's no national. All right, guys, these are the dances that we're going to be teaching to the whole country. The rest of you guys' dances did not make the cut. We will revisit your dances at another time. Like at some point, like this is where we're at. The dances are not going to stop coming out. People are going to just be what it is. And this is why a lot of people just go to the beginnerish type stuff, because I don't have to know it to get involved and catch it on the floor. And that view can't understand how I just broke that down. Kevin said exactly that's how I go. It's like that. We all, and that's just nationally. Think about how crazy it is locally. If there are Richmond, we got easily 20 instructors now, probably more than that. I just don't know all of them. And we're a small town. Richmond is smaller compared to like Philly or, Jersey or like, Atlanta or, these big cities in Texas or LA, right? So we got 20 instructors who, for the most part, don't communicate with each other, right? Which is normal in the local scenes and all over the country. We don't have no like roundhouse table meeting where we sit down and say, all right, guys, what are we agreeing to teach this month, right? We don't do that. We all teach what we want to teach. And so when you have, you can lift all of us up, drop us at an Atlanta event, and we're all going to know different stuff. And exactly, that's why the classics always get played. And people be like, I'm so tired of hearing that. But guess what? Everybody in here knows it. So we got to do it because at some point it needs to feel like a party in here. It ends up turning into a workshop with no workshop. Like it's a showcase. Every region knowing stuff that those other regions don't know, and people not teaching the same stuff, right? And that is, why the beginner's ball and alike events. Linda's event is beginner heavy. They play a lot of stuff from all over, but it's beginner heavy. Cali Jam is beginner heavy. Stuff like that. And it's cool because with all the chaos going on, it's always easy to revert back to stuff that people know. Because it's too much out here. Like at the end of the day, if you DJ, especially if you DJ an event like that, if you DJ an event, you could be like, yeah, people know this, don't put this on. You play it and you look like, oh, snap. Everybody don't know this either. Okay. You might play the whole song, But then the next song, you be like, you know what, I'm gonna drop one of these classics that I know everybody knows. And it gets that feel back, that party back. Like, oh, okay, we getting it in. And so at a lot of the intermediate level to advanced level parties, they're smaller parties, but they have the feel that they're looking for, right? And they have to keep it intimate in order for them to know the people in this room know what we're going to be playing. But when you get to these bigger events, in order for it to feel like a party at the end of the day, we've been to them all. We've been to the UCs. We've been to the beginner ball. We've been to the Cali Jam. We've been to, well, I haven't been to a Cali Jam. I'm coming. I'm coming to a Cali Jam. I'm telling you, I'm coming. But these bigger events, you know the theme, right? As far as what they're going to be leaning on, what they're going to be pushing on because of the chaotic dance launch scene. Dances are being launched. That's the word we're going to be using now. They are being launched out right now. What's up, Caesar? Cupid just dropped this new song last week, and there's already like 6 dances, 7 dances to it. Like, and usually Cupid will make his own dance to the song. Some of them he just throw them out there and say, y'all figure it out. And y'all went crazy. Oh my God. I'm not teaching none of them. I'm gonna wait to see which one sticks, and I'll let the dance floor at the parties decide which ones we gonna do, and then I might jump in on it. I might jump in on it then, right? But dance is coming out. Like I said, I'm going to Omaha this weekend, and there's going to be a bunch of new dances being taught when they probably need to be teaching some classic stuff that they got, or not even classic. A lot of y'all got great dances that didn't stick, that can be revisited. Just use one of them. You ain't gotta make nothing new. Then I'm gonna go to Deep Creek, and Leslie got 85 instructors, and they all gonna teach new stuff. And then it's every weekend stuff just flying off the racks, new dances everywhere. We ain't got time. It's 1,000 dances that we don't know. Let's go back to those dances. But yeah, I think locally and nationally, there needs to be some type of like quarterly thing where like, all right, what are we agreeing to teach? So when we start going to these parties, we know this stuff. I'm seeing legends at parties sit there like don't know, like they're like, well, I don't know that. I missed that one. It's people that dance that don't be doing stuff like, oh, like when you go to parties and people that dance don't know the stuff, like it's too many dances. Like it's too many dances. Like I be going to events to watch certain people dance, and they be like, I don't know that. I don't know that. And like I said, we can push everybody going to class and all that stuff, but if we not teaching the same stuff or we don't know what's going to stick, because now I can teach my class all this stuff, and then the dance floor decides what's going to be hot, and the DJs kind of dictate the flow. So imagine teaching stuff that don't even get played, right? You know what I'm saying? So then you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. I'm teaching all this stuff, but then so that's why I try to get y'all instructors to travel, because you can kind of see like, oh, I've been teaching all of this stuff and don't even play this stuff at parties. So we're going to start traveling. I need to start teaching this stuff, But even with that, it's hard. But if you travel, it's easier than if you don't. Because now you're just going off what you saw on somebody's videos or what their lives look like, but you're not really experiencing it. And then this is what y'all say. I'm tired of seeing that dance. Well, it's the only dance that everybody's agreed on that we doing. It's always going to be 10 to 15 dances that come out a year, 20 dances a year that the country say these dances we doing, right? And then there's the other dances. There's a bunch of other dances all over the place. You go to a big event, there's about 20 to 30 dances that will pack the floor out that came out in the previous year or so. But then it's everybody else's dances, right? Those other 1,000 dances. That's where the issue's at right there. Like, we know we go to an event, you throw So Su Sexy on, the floor gonna be packed. But what you playing after So Su Sexy, right? And it's all those dances that we can go to a party and we all know them. STL Muscles, So Su Sexy, Chi Pie, whatever. All these dances, it's a guaranteed floor packer. But it's the other dances, right? What are we going to teach? Where are we going to get on the same page and teach these dances, right? And this is tough. Yeah, if you're not an instructor, you don't know how tough it is to actually figure out what you're going to teach. In today's climate, 10 years ago it was easier. You kind of know what everybody's teaching. Today, I can go to different classes in my city and they all teaching different stuff. Everybody found something that they like, and they like, oh yeah, I'm gonna teach that. I like that. Yeah. And instead of just, hey y'all, the whole country doing these, we gonna do these. Right? It don't go like that. Everybody fighting to be different. Everybody fighting to do something, well, we don't do that over here. Well, guess what? When you go to a party, you're not gonna be doing nothing stuff you're teaching. Right? But because of that, a lot of people are staying. Because of that, well, yeah, Cynthia, well, that's the concept. With the beginner's ball, you don't have to know the dances. You catch it on the floor. After that second or third rotation, you like, shit, I got this. And so, because I'm seeing how the dance is coming out. If people want to party, we don't want to go to a big event and it ends up accidentally being a showcase. Because, we used to always call people showcasing because they were like, front running or showing off their dances. That was the thing. But now it happens accidentally because it's a bunch of people not knowing the dance that they probably wanted to know, but they didn't know they wanted to know it until they got there, right? Because everybody's teaching different stuff. And so, like, a song will come on, people are sitting down, some people are getting up. Another song come on, those people that's sitting down will get up, and people that's standing up get sit down. And then we're changing seats. We're going back and forth. Rather than the party feel of we all just stay on the floor. That's a real party feel, right? And the proof is in the pudding. And with there being so many events now, remember, if you go to Universal, look at the events page, there are more events than there are calendar weekends. There are multiple events going on the same weekends. So people are choosing. There is no nice way of saying it. So if you're an event host, you can do what you want to do. It is your event. But remember, people are wanting to dance, and nobody's going to go to class to learn 3,000 dances. So you make the adjustment or not. That's on you. But people are choosing, and you cannot be upset at the decisions that people are making based on the climate of today's dance launch, because dances are being launched like crazy. Not to mention the introduction of the trail ride step community. So now you got people on both sides of that. So not only can we not keep up with the dances in our own community, we're having to try to keep up with dances in somebody else's community. And some of you guys are battling the fight of, I don't want to go on that side, but should I go on that side because those dances are being done? And so that's another conflict, right? So the dance launch right now is what is the most issue creating situation in line dance today. And then there's events that are not entertaining any of that stuff. And people know if I go to these events, I'm safe. But they tend to be more intimate because of the culture, the subculture. So there's a line dance culture, and then there's subcultures you'll find. And some of the subcultures are not easy to budge. Very traditional in the overall cultural view, and that's actually a easier, safer realm, right? Because then you have a lot of them all. They're actually like that. A lot of them are all teaching the same stuff, and they come to the parties and get it in. When you're in the mainstream part of the culture, it's everywhere. Like nobody, like people used to be like, used to be like reputable, choreographers or people that people know, like when they drop something this hot, we're gonna learn this stuff. Now, like we learn this stuff that somebody made on the sidewalk off TikTok, and this is the dance that everybody doing now. Like that kind of stuff is making it into the community. So it's a harder crowd to adjust to when you have these bigger parties and all the dances are being thrown into the pot. Real choreographer dances, TikTok choreographer dances that somebody made up in the parking lot that we gotta learn at the workshop. That took them 5 minutes to make the dance, and then not to mention all the dances that are coming out every week on Universal, Easy Peasy Line Dance page, on their personal pages. YouTube is being flooded. You type in a dance name, and now it's 6 dances to that same song. Now it's just, and now guess what? We're hosting a party, and all of these different expectations are coming. You got 60 people coming ready to do every trail ride line dance that there is. But the DJ might not even have it back. He might not even be into the trail ride stuff. Then you got people coming in want to do the TikTok dances. But that DJ might not even go that way either. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you might be a real line dancer, a soul line dancer, and the DJ be into the trail ride stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's why I say people are choosing. If you're an event host, make sure you know how you promoted your event, who you promoted your event to, what type of dances those people are into, and who is going to be your DJs. Usually, if you have the right DJs, you can kind of, if you know the community, if you look at that DJ lineup, you can know what to kind of expect. And then I put the blame and the onus on the instructors who invited their people to come to that event and not get what they thought they were going to get. Cynthia, that was one event. I just came from a trail ride event. It was very peaceful, calm. And that happens when you bring the outside people into a new world. When you bring them city boys into there with them country boys, that's what happened. They was just coming to get them girls, them country girls, let me see what y'all talking about. Stephanie said, I'm not an instructor and I don't want any parts of it. Calling out the dance and doing it all at the same time is hardest for me. I did it when we created that dance on the team player, but that's for me. Until the local instructors get together, we've been talking to other students in different classes to see what they're learning. Yeah, that's kind of the only way you can do that. Do you have the right DJ? Yeah, that's the question. The DJs The DJ lineup for an event will tell you everything you need to know if you really travel and know. The DJ lineup, you be like, yeah, that might be something we want to go to. Or it might be like, yeah, we good on that. We're not gonna go to that. And let's just call a spade a spade. A lot of the big events use the same DJs. And so what happens is you really having the same parties at different cities. Right. The only thing that might be different is the theme and the energy of the host. But a lot of the big parties have the same DJs. So if you like that feel, people start following those DJs, you know. But it's crazy. All these dances coming out. Actually, a couple of dances I was gonna put out, man. I just put everything on hold, bro. It's too much stuff going on, man. There's too much stuff going on. Who going to Omaha? Who going to Omaha, Nebraska this weekend? If you going to Omaha, let me know. I'm trying to see who's gonna be there. Angela said sometimes the DJ lineup dictates if I will go to that event. Yeah, I'm telling you. It definitely will. Because it go both ways. Some of y'all be like, oh, who's gonna be there? Oh no, I know I ain't gonna never dance. They be doing crazy stuff. Or you be like, oh yeah, he plays stuff I like that. You know, some of y'all actually go like, okay, I'm gonna find out some stuff that I don't know. I want to bring it back. So I've heard all kind of reasons why people go to certain parties. But you gotta find out what you want, and you make the move based on that. That's the only safe thing to do right now in the climate it is right now. Because some of y'all be trying to experience all these different parties, and that's where you get burnt at. I want to try different parties every year. Yeah, but if you imagine going to a party and saying, this is the best party I've ever been to, or you say, why would you not return back to that party? Now you jeopardizing that moment, that special moment. Now, and then y'all go out to these other events and complain. Like you can, okay, if you're going to do 6 events this year, 3 of them, you better go to the ones you know for a fact you're going to have the time of your life, and then experiment with them other 3. But don't do a whole new 6, because now you might be mad 4 of the 6 events you go to. Like, man, that was whack. You was going just because of the name of the city, or I ain't never been there before. But you ain't look at the DJ lineup. You ain't look at the host. You ain't look who's doing it. You ain't never met these people. You know nothing about these people. And then you went and was upset. So you gotta hold on to some of your events that you know it's gonna deliver. And then there's some events where you be like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and experiment a little bit. Let's check these people out, right? It's like some of y'all went to UC this year. Y'all like, UC a guarantee. But some of y'all like, Omaha, they having their first event, Step Above the Rest. That's your experimental jump. We gonna go try them out, see what they got going on. And then after that, you like, okay, I'm going to Flavor too, because you know what you're gonna get going to Flavor. So you said that's a safe one. So your safe ones was UC and Flavor, and your experimental one was a Step Above the Rest in Omaha. Now, that's cool because now the onus is on Step Above the Rest. People showing up, they gotta deliver. But that's how people usually set up their calendar. They got their ones like I can't miss. Then they got ones that like, they cool, they support me. I want to support them. I'm gonna go check them out. I'm not sure what to expect, but we're gonna go rock it out. You know what I'm saying? And I think that makes it fun too. it's cool to go to a party that you know you like, but also kind of try some new stuff. It's like you go to that steakhouse. Like I know y'all steak good, but I'm gonna try that lamb a little. I'm gonna taste some of that lamb this time too. I'm gonna try something different. You know, um, you know what's the safe bet, but you also want to learn and grow and taste some other things. All right, let's see. It's off my screen. All right, what's up, Shay? But yeah, that's kind of where we at today with those conversations, man. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I'm looking forward to Omaha. I ain't never been to Nebraska. I'm going straight to the hood. Mm-hmm. As soon as I get them, as soon as the plane land, I'm Googling rough parts of Omaha. I'm pulling up. I'm gonna go to the hood Chinese spot and then go to the hood Jamaican restaurant. I definitely gotta get some Jamaican. I'm going to I need the customer service to be trash. That where the good Jamaican food at. I don't want nobody smiling and happy to be there. Mm-mm. Oh man. What else y'all want to talk about before I hang up? We ain't serving steak. Yes, see, I got that exotic foods. Mm. It got hot dogs and French fries. Say, watch your mouth. Some Jamaicans just have attitude. Hey, I'm cool with it. Hey, look, my favorite spot here, man. Look, some people don't know how to talk to you or nothing. I still be going. Food be on fire. Food be banging. I be loving it. Yeah, you know, I'm all about the culture now. I want the real culture. Brandon Hawkins said, "What are some qualities that make a good line dance party?" Sarita said, "I agree. It's hard to call out dancers. Will there be a list of dancers for the cruise somewhere?" Island Girl. All right, let me break this down to you. There are 3,000 people coming on the line dancing groovy cruise. We have 12 DJs. We're going to be dancing. There are going to be dance parties all over the ship. We're going to be in the clubs, in the lounges, in the atriums, on the Lido deck. A playlist is going to be impossible to get a playlist out uh, for this type of event. This is literally the epitome of get in where you fit in. You know what certain DJs are well, you better move accordingly. And we're gonna have it on the itinerary, kind of let you know like what to expect in which room. Like, this would be a beginner heavy room. This would be an intermediate advanced heavy room. To kind of get you where you need to go to based off of that. And like I said, a lot of you already know the DJs, so you kind of know where to go, where to head to. But we can't put no playlists out for when we got 12 DJs operating on 2-hour segments, because we're not gonna kill no DJ. So we might have a party where Quan and Stefan DJ, or Stefan and John Woodhouse DJ. But we might have another party going on somewhere else where we got Rondi and Pleasure DJing or something like that. So, it's a lot to expect to be like, I need to, what song's gonna be played? For a whole week? This not a one-day pop-up shop. This is a whole week. So I'm pretty sure every line dance ever created probably played. But at some point during the cruise, in somebody's room, not to mention there will be no elevator hallway music anymore. Even that music will be line dance music. So we're tapping into all the sound systems on the ship. So when you walking through the hallways, you might hear something and start dancing, right? So you might not make it to the party because y'all end up dancing in the elevator or something. You know what I'm saying? Like even the music at dinner, like we tapping into that music. So you might get up from the table and start dancing at dinner. So like when I say this is historic, never been done. I don't care how many cruises you've been on. It wasn't a line dance cruise. This is different. The capabilities and the access and the things that we have access to that we found out last month on that cruise, it's going to be different come August. It's going to be, a playlist is impossible. To get to Brandon's question, what are some qualities that make a great line dance party? People dancing. We can talk about all the things, we can talk about hospitality. We can talk about food. We can talk about themes. But at the end of the day, are you the people dancing? We can talk about floor surfaces. Are the people dancing? I've been to an event where the food was amazing. They went above and beyond. The dance floor was perfect. It was wood. It was a wood floor. It wasn't even dance floor. It was just a wood floor, hardwood floor. They even had mirrors on the wall, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But nobody was dancing. I've been to an event. The hospitality was amazing. They made you feel good as soon as you got to the hotel. They was waiting for you in the lobby. But nobody was really dancing. Like, we event hosts can tend to get caught up into all of the other parts and aspects of an event and forget that your guests that show up and arrive at the end of the day, when the rubber needs to meet the road, people need to be dancing. And if that means you need to make a last minute adjustment, do so. Because the last thing you want to do is when everybody leaves to say, they ain't dance. And it is what it is. Like, you can have great intentions when you're throwing a party, but you got to be able to adjust. I don't care what you wanted to play, what you thought everybody should have known how to do, didn't do. You got to make that adjustment, especially if it's multiple days. You can mess up the first night, but if it's people there for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, even Sunday brunch and all that stuff, adjustments got to be made, or people will not be coming back. And that's what it is. That is going to make or break the party. Because people dancing all over the country and holding the wall spots with no food, on carpet, on concrete. But the common denominator is that are they dancing? Like, we was in the parking lot in Greenville dancing. but we also was in a gym on wood floor. We were dancing wherever we wanted to dance at. But at the end of the day, if people not dancing, that ain't no good event. That's the end all be all. So that's how I would answer that question, Brandon. As an attendee, she said organized, 2, dancing, 3, hospitality, 4, food, in that order for me. Yeah, food always gonna be last for me, especially if it's one of those BYOB type joints. Because DoorDash is always gonna do me right. You know what I'm saying? I don't even care about the food. Um, I'm not a complainer. I'm a kind of like figure it out type of person, hands on help if I need to. So I'm always gonna say dancing number one. Hospitality. Okay. Hospitality is definitely important. Let me see. Oh, listen. Hey, look up P3. Peay. So they call P3. Sorry. Yeah, exactly. Food is last because it's not a deal breaker. I'll come back again. Yeah. Because a lot of people got events at hotels and you can't even control that food. I know how that works. So, like when I go to UC or Linda's event, and you have to deal with hotel food, which Linda's event ain't never miss on that food though. That New Orleans food be hitting. But if it didn't, I know when you're dealing with a hotel staff and the group is that big, I've been there. When you go taste that food, they only give you a plate or two. So of course that one plate gonna taste good. But when they have to prepare 1,000 of those plates, the food not gonna taste the same when you came to do that taste test with that one plate. And so food is never gonna be that. Um, but mm, that's I got on here. Yeah, like I said, it don't matter. All that stuff, the floor, sound system. You got a Bluetooth speaker in there. If you playing the right music, you can be in that joint with a Beats pill and everybody in that joint jamming. I've seen it. All right, I've seen it. we got we had the club shut down on us. They act like they forgot that we was coming, and we end up doing a parking lot session. And that joint ended up being better than when it was when we was inside. So like at the end of the day, if the dancing is going on, if people can dance, if people is dancing, that is how you get a successful party. All that other stuff is just icing on the cake. Now you do. I'm going to put hospitality up high because if I feel like I'm being disrespected or like ignored or uh bothered, like I'm in the way or um people's just rude, no, you'll never see me again. I don't care how much dancing going on. Like if you got a rude host or the group, the host group is rude and mean and all that, no, you ain't gotta worry about it. Mm. Lala said, deal breaker for her is a host that keeps stopping the party to talk over and over again. Hmm. Yeah. Y'all serving yak nuts. What? Kathleen said she love hot dogs fully dressed. Allinger said she's only asking because her cousin, who's a newbie, told me to. I explained to her that people will be coming from all over. Yeah, it's a unique situation that you're not getting no playlist for the cruise. Too many DJs, too many different parties going on at the same time. Like what one party be doing, the other party not won't be doing. Like it's too much. Mm-mm. We might can do an isolated one maybe for the beach party, maybe when we get to our own private island. But other than that, on that cruise ship, nah, we can't do no playlist. Mm. And then we couldn't even do a playlist for real on the island because people be doing too much stuff. We unlimited food on the island. We out there eating. People out there in the water butt naked. People, since we got our own island, they done ducked off somewhere in the bushes having sex. So we really don't want to put no playlist together for that either. So just don't expect no playlist on the cruise. Just know that you would know where you need to be at. You will know that. Based on what you know, where you should be at and what area you should be at. You will know that. That's a fact. But I hope Brandon's still in. I hope that answers his question. So, yeah. Woo. But yeah, I'll see some of y'all in Omaha this weekend. I appreciate the good vibes when we pull up stuff, man. People negative. You already, hey, Stephanie, don't stop. You already know, Stephanie. You already know. You already know. Also, make sure y'all be tuning in to soullinedanceradio.com. We got Lady Steph out of New Jersey DJing her mix every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. on your way to work, Eastern Standard Time. We got DJ Chops on there, 5 o'clock drive at 5. That's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every 5 o'clock, every Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock, DJ Chops. And then coming up, we're going to have 9 p.m. mix with Quan. DJ Q will be doing a 9 o'clock mix. So check that out. I think his 9 o'clock mix will start next week. But right now, and then I think at 10 o'clock in the morning, we got Club Line Dance mix going on with all the club hits, Country Girl and, Flex and all stuff like that. And then throughout the rest of the day, it's just, I'm uploading music every Monday. So it's random line dance songs being played all day, every day on soullinedanceradio.com. We have an app out for the Android users already. That's on my page somewhere on my timeline. You can get that link to the app in the I think the Google Play Store, and then the Apple app will be dropping in a week or two. They're still working on that, and so we all have apps. But if you don't have the app, you can still go to the website, and the player works like an app, so you can play it, the station in your car with the Bluetooth, whatever like that. It's pretty cool. So if you're ever on the cookout, hey, turn your phone to soullinedanceradio.com if you ain't got no DJ, and just let it play, let it rock out. I'm telling you, cookouts, family reunions, soullinedanceradio.com. Utilize it. It's free for y'all. Utilize the resources. She said, "Where is my mix? What mix you talking about?" Oh, talking about with your list? Did you, I don't know. I forgot. I forgot what my issue was. Did you send me a list or did you send me the tracks? Or did you send it to me like zipped? I can't remember how I looked at it. I gotta look at it again. We gonna get you on there. We definitely working on that. Yes, and tonight 10:30, we got the late night podcast. What's up, May? Late night podcast of Only in Line Dancing, me, Quan, and Steph. I think all three of us are supposed to be at Omaha too. So we definitely gonna be talking about Omaha. We're gonna bring the Omaha folks on that podcast tonight. So make sure y'all on there. We're gonna bring y'all on so y'all can talk about y'all event so people can know what to expect, what we're gonna get into, the vibe, all that. So we're gonna have fun tonight. Tune into tonight's podcast, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure what that time is for y'all. Is that Central? Are y'all Central in Omaha? Or y'all Midwest, Mountain Time? What are y'all? I don't know. Because it's gonna be a little bit earlier for y'all, but it'll be 10:30 p.m. for us on the East Coast. It's gonna be fun. Oh yeah, and we got DJ Kinfolk. DJ Kinfolk's mix is probably on now. It comes on at 1:00 every day Eastern Standard Time. DJ Kinfolk. He's the DJ in my line dance class. DJ Kinfolk. So we got a Lady Steph DJ mix every day. 7:00. We got DJ Kinfolk. We got the club mix at 10:00 a.m. 1 p.m. DJ Kinfolk. 5 p.m. we got DJ Chops. And then we go at 9 Quan. So yeah, we lit. Oh, y'all Central? Okay. Yeah. So y'all tune in. So Central, y'all one back, right? So that'll be 9:30 for y'all, right? Yeah, we out this joint. I love y'all. It's your boy Carlos the Line Dance Prince. Keep doing what you do. Do it for a good reason. And love the fact that you are doing it. Peace.